With silver approaching $80 again, most of the conversation around silver right now sounds like this. It's a safe haven, a hedge against inflation. It's real money that governments can't devalue. And look, that's all true, but it's also the same conversation people have been having for silver for 40 years. And if that's the only reason you're looking at it right now, you might actually be asking the wrong question. Because while everyone is debating whether silver is too expensive as a monetary metal, something else has been quietly been happening. Something that has nothing to do with the dollar, the Fed, or geopolitics. The world has developed a serious silver problem, and it's only getting worse. About 75% of all the silver mined in the world is not mined as silver. It comes out of the ground as a byproduct of gold mining, copper mining, lead and zinc operations. The miners are not targeting silver. Silver is just along for the ride. What that means in practice is that when silver demand goes up, you can't just ramp up production to meet it. The mines that produce silver aren't making decisions based on the silver price. They're making decisions based on gold prices, copper prices, whatever their primary metal is. Silver's supply is essentially fixed, or at least deeply unresponsive to demand. And that supply has actually been shrinking. Global silver mine output has declined over the last decade. We produced more silver in 2010 than we do now. So if you've got a supply that's constrained by structural factors that have nothing to do with silver itself, and then you've got demand, which has been doing something very different. What's actually eating the silver? Every single solar panel made today contains silver. It's not optional. Silver paste is printed onto the silicon cells to conduct electricity. It's one of the best electrical conductors on Earth, and there's no commercially viable substitute at scale. A typical residential solar panel uses somewhere between 10 and 20 grams of silver. For reference, the Silver Eagle is about 30 grams. So multiply that by the hundreds of millions of panels being installed globally every year, and you're talking about a massive, recurring, non-negotiable demand source. And until solar isn't slowing down, it is actually accelerating. Countries are mandating it, utilities are building it, homeowners are installing it, and the demand for solar alone is already consuming a significant chunk of annual global silver production. And that number goes up every year. I also expect with the current war in Iran, this will accelerate demand for solar and hence silver. So next up on this list is electric vehicles. EVs use significantly more silver than conventional cars, not just in the batteries, in the sensors, the charging systems, the power management hardware, the connectors. And as vehicles get more complex and more electric, the silver content per vehicle rises. EV-related silver demand jumped roughly 20% in just 2025. And then there's the newest silver demand, AI infrastructure. Data centers running AI workloads operate at extreme power density. They generate enormous heat and require ultra-efficient electrical components. Silver shows up in the high-performance contacts, the thermal management systems, the precision connectors that handle the serious power loads. This is a new demand vector that barely existed just 5 years ago and is growing fast. So you've got solar, EVs, and AI data centers all pulling on the same constrained silver supply. And none of those industries are going to stop needing silver just because the prices went up. So for 5 years in a row now, the silver market has run a supply deficit. That means the world is consuming more silver than it is mining. Every year for 5 years straight, we've been using more silver than we've mined. And for a while, that gap was filled by stockpiles, institutional holdings, ETF inventory, warehouse stocks. But those stockpiles have been drawing down. There's less of a buffer than there used to be. Now, here's what's make this difference from, say, a commodity that's just temporarily out of balance. Industrial demand for silver is not optional. You can't build a solar panel without it. You cannot manufacture certain electronic components without it. This isn't discretionary. The end users, manufacturers, and panel producers, even the EV companies, they're not price sensitive the way a retail investor is. If silver goes from $80 to $90 an ounce, they still need that silver, so they're going to pay. That's a structural floor under the price that didn't really exist for previous silver cycles. The monetary demand, the stackers, the investors, the safe haven buyers, and that's layered on top of an industrial base that's already stretched. So back to the original question of this video, is it too late to invest in silver? Here's how I think about it now after going down this rabbit hole. The old silver story was buy it when people are scared, inflation spikes, the dollar weakens, and there's a crisis somewhere. Then silver goes up, crisis passes, silver goes back down, and then the cycle repeats. And that story does still exist, but there's a second story that's running underneath that doesn't follow that same pattern. Industrial demand doesn't care about investor sentiment. It doesn't care about the Fed funds rate. Solar installations don't slow down because retail investors get bearish on metals. The factories still need the silver. What that means for the too late question is that the calculus has changed. It's not just, is this a safe haven? It's also, do you want exposure to physical commodity that the global energy transition structurally depends on? And those are different bets. They don't expire at the same time. Could silver pull back from current prices? Yes. These markets are volatile and emotionally and perfectly capable of overshooting in both directions. And I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But the underlying demand story, the solar panels, the EVs, the AI build out, that's not going away. And the supply can't keep up with it. And that's not speculation. That is a structural imbalance that the market is still in the early stages of pricing in. So most of the people asking, is it too late to buy silver, are thinking about it as a monetary metal. And that's a reasonable frame of mind. But if that is the only frame you're using, you're looking at maybe half of the picture. The world is building something. Silver meets that for solar grids, electric vehicles, AI infrastructure, and it needs more and more silver to do it. The demand is real, it's growing, and it's not going anywhere. Whether that makes silver a good fit for your financial situation is a different question, and one worth actually thinking through, but too late is probably not the right way to frame it. If this was a different angle than you expected, subscribe. I try to cover this stuff without the noise. And if you want to dig into silver actually fits into a broader financial picture, check out some of my other videos. And just like they say, when is the best time to plant a tree? That was yesterday. What's the second best time to plant a tree? That would be today. So get started. Invest what you can afford to lose. Don't go all in, and make sure you have your life in financial order before buying precious metals. Do your own research. Buy from trusted brands. And dollar cost average. Until the next one, see ya.